Before watching my video, please subscribe and full watch. Today I will talk about humanity is not about having more, but about helping others with what you have. There is a beautiful truth about life that we often forget. Humanity is not about having more. It is not having the biggest house, the newest car, the most expensive clothes, the highest bank balance, or the greatest number of flowers. Humanity is about what we do, and with what we already have. You may not have millions of dollars, but you may have meal that you can share. You may not have luxurious home, but you may have a safe place where someone can rest. You may not have great power, but you may have a voice that can encourage someone who feels forgotten. You may not have everything in life, but you always have something that can make another person life is a little better. Sometimes we think we need to become rich before we can help others. We tell ourselves, when I have enough money, I will help. When I become successful, I will give. When my problems are solved, I will think about others people. But life teaches us sometimes difference. You don't have to have everything to give some things. And you don't have to be rich to be generous. A kind word can be a gift. A helping hand can be gift. A helping hand can be a gift. A sincere smile can be a gift. 5 minutes of your time can be a gift. Listening to someone who feels alone can be a gift. Forgiving someone can be a gift. Sometimes the smallest act of kindness can become the biggest moment in another person's life. Sorry, I have a little bit cough, but I will continue. Maybe they lost their job. Maybe they are struggling financially. Maybe they are crying a problem they have not told another about. Maybe they feel like nobody understands them. And then someone comes along and simply say, "Are you okay?" Those three words may seem small, but to someone who feels invisible, they can mean everything. This is the power of humanity. Humanity began when we stopped asking only, "What can I get?" and begin asking, "What can I give?" The world often teaches us to complain. Be better, be richer, be stronger, be more successful, have more, buy more, show more. But humanity teaches us something completely different. It teaches us to care, to share, to understand, to forgive, to lift others when they fall. Because at the end of life, people really remember how many things you owned. They remember how you made them feel. They remember the person who helped them when nobody else did. They remember the friend who stayed when someone else left. They remember the stranger who showed kindness without expecting anything in return. They remember the person who believed in them when they had stopped believing in themselves. Not what collect, but what you contribute. Not what you keep, but what you share. Not how high is rise alone, but how many people you help rise with you. Imagine a world where everyone waited until they had enough before helping others. A hungry person would wait for someone richer. A lonely person would wait for someone more available. A poor person would wait for the someone wealthier. A struggling person would wait for someone more successful. But what if everyone simply gave what they could? The person with money could give you money. The person with food could give food. The person with knowledge could teach. The person with strength could help carry a burden. The person with time could listen. The person with experience could guide. The person with compassion could comfort. Everything has something. Everyone has something. And that means everyone has the ability to make a difference. Never underestimate what you have. Your kindness may be the very thing someone needs today. Your encouragement may keep someone from giving up. Your generosity may feed someone tonight. Your passion may heal a relationship. Your forgiveness may give someone another chance. Your presence may remind someone that they are not alone. We often look at ourselves as I don't have enough, but perhaps the better question is what do I have that I can share? Look around you. What do you have? Do you have food? Share it. Do you have knowledge? Teach it. Do you have time? Give it. Do you have a skill? Use it. Help someone. Do you have a vehicle? Perhaps one day you can give someone a ride when they desperately need it. Do you have a phone? Call someone who has been feeling lonely. Do you have a platform? Use your voice to spread kindness rather than hatred. Do you have a little money? Even a small contribution can matter. Do you have a nothing material to give? Then give respect, give compassion, give understanding, give a smile, give hope. Because generously it is not measured only by the size of the gift. It is measured by the heart behind it. A person can give million and still have no compassion. Another person can give a simple meal and give it love. Which one is more valuable? Sometimes the smallest gift carries the greatest meaning. There is another important lesson here. Helping others does not always mean solving their entire life. Sometimes you simply make their burden lighter. You don't have to fix every problem. You just have to help where you can. If someone is working through a storm, you may not be able to stop the rain, but you can hold an umbrella. You may not be able to change their entire situation, but you can stand beside them. Sorry again. I am having very cold. But don't forget subscribe my channel. Please keep watching. You may not be able to remove their pain. You can remind them that they don't have to face it alone. That is humanity. Standing beside someone when you don't have all the answer. There are people around us fighting silent battles every day. Someone may smile in public and cry in private. Someone may look successful but feel completely empty. Someone may appear strong while secretly asking for help. And sometimes all they need is one person who notices, one person who cares, one person who say I am here. So don't wait for someone to ask. Look around, notice people, notice the elderly person and struggling on something heavily. Notice the worker who looks scarced. Notice the child who seems alone. Notice the friend who suddenly become quiet. Notice the person who always helps everyone else but never talk about their own struggles. Sometimes humanity is simply paying attention. We live in a world where people are connected but technology but can still feel deeply. We can talk to thousands of people online and still feel lonely. We have we can have hundreds of contacts and still have nobody to call when our hearts are heavy. That is why genuine human connection matter. Put down the phone sometimes. Look into someone's eyes. Listen without interpreting. Ask questions. Be friends. You don't always need perfect words. Sometimes your presence is enough. And remember this: kindness does not make you weak. Compassion does not make you foolish. Helping others does not make you less successful. In fact, the truth extends is having the ability to help someone and choosing to it. True success is reaching a position where you can lift others. True wealth is having enough in your heart that you don't feel the need to keep everything for yourself. There is a difference between having a lot of having enough. A person can give everything and still feel poor. Another person can have very little and still feel rich because their heart is full of gratitude. We should never measure our lives only by positions because positions can be lost. We should never measure our lives only by positions. Lady, I have very cold, but I need to read this for my subscriber. Almost 13 minutes I did. So again, money can despair, building can fall, fame can fade, beauty can change, but kindness can continue though generations. One act of kindness can inspire another. One person helps another. That person helps someone else. And suddenly something beautiful began. Imagine if every person decided to perform one act of kindness every day. One meal shared, one person encouraged, one stranger respect, one elderly person helped, one child taught, one lonely person contact, one person forgive, one burden made lighter. What would happen? The world would begin to change, not because everyone because became rich, but because everyone became more human. We sometimes search for huge way to change the world. We want to become famous. We want to be something extraordinary. We want our name to be remembered, but perhaps changing the world begin much closer to home. Begin with your family, your neighbor, your friend, your college, the stranger standing beside you, the person who needs to help you today. You don't need a global audience to make difference. You need a human heart. Think about the people who help you throughout your life. Maybe someone gave you advice when you were confused. Maybe someone believed in you when you doubted yourself. Maybe someone gave you food when you were hungry. Maybe someone gave you money when you had nothing. Maybe someone opened a door for you. Maybe someone simply stayed beside you during a difficult time. Those moments become a part who we are. And now we have opportunity to become that person for someone else. You can be the person who gives hope. You can be the person who gives another chance. You can be the person who say don't give up. You can be the person who share when others are keeping everything for themselves. And perhaps someone will remember you and say, that person helped me when I need it most. What greater legacy could there be? Not your car, not your house, not your expensive clothes, but the lips you touch, the hearts you encourage, the people you help, the tears you help dry, the hope you helped restore. This is the legacy or leaving behind. But there is something else we must understand. Helping others doesn't mean destroying yourself. Humanity also includes caring for yourself. You cannot pour from an empty cup forever. Rest when you need to be rest. Ask help when you need help. Take care of your own responsibility. And when you have the strength, share some of that strength with others. Humanity is not about becoming a hero who saves everyone. It is about becoming a person who refuses to ignore suffering when they have the ability to help. Sometimes you can help greatly, sometimes you can help a little, and sometimes you simply cannot help. That's okay. Do what you can with what you have where you are today, not someday today. If you have one meal, be grateful. If you have two meals, consider sharing. If you have comfortable home, appreciate it. If someone outside is struggling, do not forget that comfort it is not granted for everyone. If you have education, do not use it only for yourself. Teach someone. If you have experience, guide someone who is just beginning. If you have success, don't look down on those who are still struggling. Remember where you came from. If you are struggling yourself, remember this. You don't need to be ashamed because you cannot give much. You ought, it is not determined by what you own. A person with very little can have enormous heart. Sometimes that person with the least gives the most because they understand what it feels like to need. They understand hunger, they understand long illness, they understand rejection. And because they understand pains, they choose compassion. So never think I have nothing to after. You have something. Maybe you have time. Maybe you have kindness. Maybe you have wisdom. Maybe you have a story that can give someone hope. Maybe you have a smile. Maybe you have a cause to stand beside someone who is beginning treat unfairly. Maybe you can give simply listen. There is always something, and perhaps is grateful gift you can give someone's dignify. Treat people with respect regardless of their social position. Respect the rich, respect the poor, respect the powerful, respect the powerless, respect the educated, respect the uneducated. Because every human is being deserved basic delightly. You never know what someone has been through. You never know how many tears someone has hidden. So, joy is kindness. It costs very little, but it can mean everything. And if you ever have opportunity to help someone without expecting anything in return, take it. Do not always ask, what will I get back? Ask, can I make a person's day better? That's where true humanity begins. The world does not need more people who only ask for more. It needs people who are willing to share. More compassion, more patience, more forgiveness, more understanding, more generously, more humanity. Because having more does not automatically make life meaningful. Giving more meaning to the lives of the other does. One day our journey on this earth will end. We will leave behind our positions. We will leave behind the achievement. And what remains? The memories who created, the people we helped, the love we gave, the kindness we showed, the difference we made. So, will you are here make your presence meaningfully? Do not wait until become wealthy. Do not wait until you become powerful. Do not wait until everything in your life is perfect. Start with what you have, start where you are, help who you can. Give what you can and do it as silence. Do it with a silence heart. Because humanity is not about having more. Humility is about sharing what you have. It is about seeing another person pain and choosing not to walk away. It is about having enough compassion to say, your problems matter, your pains matter, your life matters, you matter. Maybe you cannot change the whole world, but you can change one person's world. And and sometimes that is enough. One person's helped, one heart encouraged, one life made a little easier, one person give another person to help. Never underestimate the power of one good action. The world changes, though ordinarily people doing extraordinary things with ordinary opportunities. So today ask yourself one simple question. The question is, who can I help with what I already have? Maybe the answer is waiting right beside you. Maybe it's your family. Maybe it's a friend. Maybe it is a stranger. Maybe it is someone you have not noticed yet. Open your eyes, open your heart, and when you see an opportunity to help, do not always wait for someone else. Be the person who steps forward. Be the person who shares. Be the person who listens. Be the person who cares. Be the person who gives hope. Because the greatest measure of a human being is not how much they possess. It is how much humanity they carry in their heart. You don't need more to become a human. You simply need to use what you already have with love. If you have a little, give a little. If you have much pain, give much. If you have a time, give time. If you have knowledge, share knowledge. If you have strength, support someone. And if all you have today is a kind heart, if you encourage what, give those. Because something is that someone needs. Let's build world where success is not measured by how high we climb, but how many people we help along the way. A world where wealth is not what we keep, but what we share. A world where kindness it is not considered weakness, but recognized as a course. And a world where people remember that we are all human beings before we are anything else. We all experience joy. We all experience pain. We all having dreams. We all having fear. We all need love and we all need someone sometime. So help when you can. Give when you can. Forgive when you can. Listen when you can. Love will you can. Because one day we will work back and realize that the most valuable moments were never about what we owned. They were about what we gave, the people we helped, the smiles we created, the hope we shared, the kindness we leave behind. That's humanity. And that is the kind of wealth that is no amount of money can buy. So don't wait having more. Use what you have. Don't wait become a perfect. Do what you can. Do not wait for someone else to make the world kinder. Start with yourself. One small act, one kind word, one helping hand, one generous heart. Our human is big choice in humanity, and perhaps the smell will inspire someone else. And their act will inspire another until kindness travels further than we ever imagined. Remember, humanity is not about having more, it is about helping others with what you have. And sometimes what you have may be small, but it's given, love it, it can become something and more. So give, share, care, help, and live this world a little better than you found it. Because in the end, the greatest thing we can possess is not more, it's humanity. Thank you for watching my full video. Please subscribe my channel and share it to your video. I always support you and thank you again for watching. Stay safe. Thank you.